सो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल MedTales विद अथर्व। और आज का हमारा वीडियो है रिगार्डिंग अ न्यू सीरीज। बिकॉज आपने मेरे चैनल में देखा होगा, आई वाज डूइंग अ सीरीज ऑन द एनाटॉमी ऑफ द सुपीरियर एक्सट्रीमिटी और द अपर लिम्ब। आज हमारा एक नया सीरीज शुरू होने वाला है जिसमें वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द सेक्सुअल डिफरेंशिएशन एंड द डिसऑर्डर्स ऑफ सेक्सुअल डिफरेंशिएशन। So let us, in this video, we will first discuss about the basics of sexual differentiation, and then in the future videos हम लोग बाकी disorders भी discuss करेंगे, जैसे कि XX DSDs and XY DSDs. So let's start with the video. So before we can start with the sexual differentiation, okay, the thing is the disorders we will discuss the basics. The basics का सबसे पहला point आता है that there is something known as the gonads. Actually it is the bipotential gonads. They are the bipotential. We have the bipotential gonads, and the bipotential gonads, they can either form the testes or it can form the ovaries. Okay. So testes का form होगा जब there will be presence of the SRY gene. Okay, अगर SRY gene is present, ठीक है, if SRY gene is present, we will get testes. मतलब the bipotential gonads. Why it is called bipotential? Because it has the potentiality or it has the potency to form two structures, either the testes or the ovary, and that is dependent upon the SRY gene. If the SRY gene is present, then there is one more gene that helps along with SRY gene, that is the SOX9 gene, SOX9 gene, and we will get the testis. Okay? If SRY gene is not present, SRY gene is negative, it is not present, then in the presence of some other genes also like WNT4, and we also have another gene that is the DAX1 gene. Okay, so these two genes, in absence of SRY gene, along with the help of these two genes, we get something known as the ovary. Okay, so this bipotential gonads based on the SRY gene, that is, if it is whether it is present or absent, we will get either the testis or the ovary. Now what happens is, what is this SRY gene? It is a gene which is present on the short arm of the Y chromosome. Where is it located? It is present on the short arm of the Y chromosome. So definitely it won't be present in females, correct? It won't be present in the females because they don't have a Y chromosome. So in females, the SRY gene won't be there, and that is the XX. Actually, not the females. I should say XX karyotype, 46 plus XX. We don't have the SRY gene because we don't have the Y chromosome itself. And if these two genes are present, we will have ovary development. Now, in presence of SRY gene that is on the Y chromosome, in the XY 46 plus XY. 46XY, sorry. So there we will have, if SOX9 is also there, we will get the testes. Okay. So this is how the bipotent or bipotential gonads will differentiate into either testis or the ovary. And this sexual differentiation is completed by the end of 6 to 7 weeks of just intrauterine life. Okay. Now let us discuss some further topics in the basics. I'll just rub it off and then we'll move ahead. Now, if we have testis, okay, the testis is present. Now testis has two types of cell. One is the Sertoli cell, the other is the Leydig cells. Okay, so we have the Sertoli cells and we have the Leydig cells. There are two types of cells, Sertoli and Leydig cells. Okay, so the Sertoli cells, they will produce something known as the anti-Mullerian hormone. ठीक है, they will produce the anti-Mullerian hormone AMH, which is also known as the Mullerian inhibitory factor. Okay, either you can call it the anti-Mullerian hormone or you can call it as the Mullerian inhibitory factor, MIF. Okay. Now what will be its function? Let us discuss in a few minutes. And what will be Leydig cells do? The Leydig cells वो testosterone produce करेगा. So they will produce the testosterone. Okay. So Leydig cells has the responsibility of producing testosterone, and the Sertoli cells have the responsibility of producing the anti-Mullerian hormone, also known as the Mullerian inhibitory factor or MIF. Okay. Now, the next thing. Let us move forward with this only. Okay. So let us take the testosterone. What happens is, in presence of an enzyme which is known as the 5-alpha reductase, okay. In presence of the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, what we get, the testosterone converts into DHT, dihydrotestosterone. Okay, so testosterone forms DHT in presence of the 5-alpha reductase enzyme, and this is the most potent androgen. It is the most potent androgen. There are other androgens, like apart from testosterone and DHT, we also have DHEA, that is dihydroxy epiandrostenedione. Okay, but these are the two major androgens that are present, and they will act on the androgen receptors. So they will act on the androgen receptors for their function. All the androgens, be it DHEA, be it DHT, be it testosterone, every androgen will act on the androgen receptor, which is common for them all. Approximately, it is common for them all. Okay. Next, in the AMH, what is the function of the AMH? Okay, anti-Mullerian hormone. The anti-Mullerian hormone, which is also, I have already told, also known as the Mullerian inhibitory factor. What will it do? The name itself suggests that it is the anti-Mullerian hormone or the Mullerian inhibitory factor. So it will inhibit the Mullerian duct. It inhibits the Mullerian duct. Okay, so it acts on the Mullerian duct. It acts on the Mullerian ducts, and it will lead to the involution of the Mullerian ducts. Okay, involution of the Mullerian ducts. So that is the function of AMH. Now, the testosterone, actually not the testosterone, sorry, the DHT, it acts on the testosterone and the DHT, they act on the androgen receptor for the male external genitalia. We'll just see what happens. Let me rub this side of it. Okay, so the testosterone, it acts on the Wolffian duct. Actually, not just testosterone, even the DHT can do this. So the DHT, because it is more potent than testosterone, so it will act on the Wolffian duct, it will stimulate it, and the Wolffian duct will lead to the formation of certain structures. Okay, that is the we have the vas deferens. The vas deferens. Okay, we have the vas deferens, then the seminal vesicles. We have also the epididymis. And we have one more structure, that is the ejaculatory duct. So these are the structures that are formed by the Wolffian duct, okay, in presence of the testosterone or any androgen, testosterone or DHT, the Wolffian duct will form this. In absence of testosterone, what will happen? The Wolffian duct will involute, okay. So if testosterone is not present, Wolffian duct will involute, that is, it will undergo degeneration, okay. So this is about the male part or the testes part. Now let us discuss the female part. So in case of ovary, please note it down if you want to by pausing the video. I'll move on for the ovary part. So ovary, there is no AMH, okay, no AMH or MIF, whatever. So it does not produce any anti-Mullerian hormone, definitely, and it produces something known as the estrogen. So there is no anti-Mullerian hormone. That means the Mullerian duct will be patent, and what will it give rise to? So the Mullerian duct, what will it give rise to? It will form the uterus, the fallopian tubes, then it will also form the cervix, and 1/3 vagina. Okay, the rest 2/3 is part of the external genitalia. These are the female internal genitalia, which is formed by the Mullerian duct in absence of AMH, because AMH is not produced, because there is no testes. Okay, ovary does not produce AMH, and the estrogen will be present definitely. So apart from this, because there is no testosterone is absent, so because the testosterone is absent in presence because we don't have testes in the females, that is, the ovary is present, so testosterone will be absent, and in absence of testosterone, the Wolffian duct undergoes involution. Okay, so this is the ovary part. There is no AMH produced, so Mullerian duct will be patent. It will form the following structures, which are the internal genitalia, okay, for the females, and it will produce estrogen, but testosterone is not present, so neither any other androgen is also not present. So because of this lack of androgen, the Wolffian duct undergoes involution. Okay, this happens in the ovaries and the testes. I'll rub this off, and you can pause and write if you wish to. Now, what happens is, if say, let us discuss this. If testosterone is present, okay, let us discuss something, that is, if AMH is present, if AMH is absent, so what happens to the Wolffian duct? What happens to the Mullerian duct? So AMH, if AMH is present, Mullerian duct will degenerate. And if AMH is absent, it will grow by default. Okay. So what happens is, even if the testosterone is, even if the AMH is not present, okay, ovary is not present, testis is not present, that means AMH is not present, okay, nothing is present. Even then, by default, Mullerian duct will grow. Okay, and similarly, external genitalia. What happens to the external genitalia? Oh, sorry. So external genitalia by default is female. Okay, external genitalia by default is forming female. Okay, it will form female external genitalia only. The precursors for the external genitalia, they will by default form the female external genitalia only if a potent androgen is present, like that is the DHT. If DHT is present, that is a potent androgen, then only external genitalia will form a male external genitalia. So I'll write this down over here. DHT, which is quite potent, when it acts on the precursors for external genitalia, then it will forms male genitalia, male external genitalia. Okay? So external genitalia by default will be forming female. Whether you have estrogen, progesterone, doesn't matter. Whether you have no hormones, doesn't matter. Only thing which will matter is presence of a potent androgen, that is DHT. Then only it will form male external genitalia. Now, if on the external genitalia we have something known as the testosterone. So testosterone is not very potent. Testosterone is not very potent, so it will lead to ambiguous genitalia. Ambiguous external genitalia will form in presence of testosterone. What is ambiguous genitalia? What happens is, neither it will be properly female, that is the vulva, neither it will be properly the male external genitalia like scrotum and all. So we will neither have the testes, the scrotum, it will neither be completely a scrotum, neither it will be properly labium and majora. Neither it will be properly clitoris, nor it will be properly penis. So it will be somewhere in between the male and female external genitalia. That is known as the ambiguous external genitalia, which will be formed by the testosterone. Because what happens is, a very potent DHT, that is a very potent androgen, will be required to form the external genitalia to be male, to make the external genitalia male. Otherwise, in absence of any hormone or even in presence of female hormones, in both cases, the external genitalia will be forming a female external genitalia. Similar thing happens with the internal genitalia as well. Okay, so I'll to save the time, I'll just do this. That internal genitalia also by default is forming female only. Okay, if testosterone is absent or any androgen is absent, I'll remove this. I'll rub this. So androgens absent, any androgen, because the Mullerian duct, the Wolffian duct is not so possessive about DHT. Even if testosterone is present, it will form the structures, the male internal genitalia. So if androgens are present, we will get the Wolffian duct will develop. Wolffian duct develops. If androgen absent, the androgens are absent, ठीक है, the Wolffian duct degenerates. The Wolffian duct degenerates, and the most important thing that I want to tell, that even if the androgens are present, or even if the androgens are absent, and if estrogen is present, or even if estrogen is absent, that is no hormones present, the internal genitalia will be by default forming as female internal genitalia. That is, Mullerian duct does not require any hormone. So in absence of any hormone, ठीक है, so hormones absent, that is estrogen is also not present. Even if estrogen is not present, Mullerian duct will develop. It will develop into the female internal genitalia, and in absence of any hormone, in absence of androgens, the Wolffian duct has to degenerate. So this is the basics about this sexual differentiation. So thank you so much for watching the video till the end. I'm really glad that you guys are supporting me so much regarding the anatomy supex video also, and regarding the this video also you've watched till the end. So please share this video also, like you did with the supex videos, and subscribe to my channel, and please like the video, so that according to the algorithm it will be spread out to more people. Thank you so much for watching.